All right, guys, welcome back. It's your boy, Mr. Wealth Mindset. And listen, guys, I make these videos for people who want more in their life. If you're struggling financially and you want to learn how to create wealth, these videos are for you. Now, if that doesn't fit you, you don't have to watch this, all right? Because nothing I'm gonna say is gonna resonate with you or be something that you want to apply. Now, with that being said, today I'm discussing the 5 things that will keep you broke forever. Guys, you have to pay attention to this because sometimes we're not aware, right? There's the things that you know, there's the things that you don't know, and there's the things that you don't know that you don't even know. All right. So some of you might not even realize that you possess these attributes, right? But again, if you're someone who really wants to learn how to build wealth and empower yourself financially, pay attention. So with that, guys, we're going to get right into it with our number one thing that people do that keep them broke forever. All right. In my Cardi B voice. So with that, the first thing is people seek validation. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Oftentimes you people find themselves in a situation where they're contemplating a decision, usually a major decision. It could be a job, it can be a college choice, it can be a relationship, right? People find themselves in a situation where they're contemplating whether they should make a particular decision or not, but rather than going with their gut, listening to their inner voice and just acting on their own convictions, they seek validation. Now, guys, this is something that wealthy, successful people do not do. Do they counsel other people? Yes. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, they make decisions. All right. They make decisions. Another way that this shows up in people's lives oftentimes is you see people arguing over things that really aren't that important. Like, let's say, sports, for example, right? Where people want to tell you, hey, listen, this team is better than that team, or this. Listen, that's great. It's awesome to have friendly banter. I root for this team, you root for that team. But some people really, really get into it, right? Some people want to convince you why you're wrong. All right. Basically, they need you, they want you, they're invested in you agreeing with them. Okay. Again, another way of seeking validation. This is one of these things that actually keep people broke without them realizing. I want you to remember this, guys. A bee does not spend time trying to convince a fly why honey is better than shit. Okay, so stop seeking validation. Number two, your environment, right? And we talk about this in so many ways, in so many different forms, but I want you to think about this concept for a second. If a flower fails to bloom, do we blame the flower or do we blame its environment, right? If a flower never blooms, you would never say it's the flower's fault. You would know you need to check the soil, you need to check the humidity, you need to see, did it get sunlight? You know that its environment is going to contribute to the development and the blooming of that flower. Okay. And a lot of times people don't realize that the reason that they're in the situation that they're in is because of their environment. All right. This can be the fact that maybe you want to move to a different city or you want to leave a particular job, but for whatever reason, you haven't made that leap. Okay. You haven't made that leap. Maybe part one, maybe as example one, you're seeking validation, but you haven't made that leap. But the environment that you're in does not serve you. This can be, the type of stuff that you read. It can be the things that you watch on social media. People watch a lot of dumb, ignorant stuff and then wonder why their life is not progressing, not changing. Okay. The last part about environment comes down to your friendships, your relationships. Think about this. When you have a body, a corpse, right? That's flatlining, that's dying, that the heartbeat has stopped, and they bring them into the emergency room and they get that defibrillator, right? They rub it together, they put it on the body, and boom, they shock it. Then what do they say? Clear. right? Then boom, they shock it again. Clear. Why do they scream clear? Okay, they scream and clear to make sure that no one is touching the body. Because if you're touching the body, when I activate this defibrillator and send this electrical charge to it, you're going to get that electricity. Okay, you're going to feel that. And that's what keeps a lot of people down, that they're hanging on to relationships. They're hanging on to people. They won't let go of these relationships. And as a result of that, whatever affects these people, whatever goes through these people, literally gets onto and into you. Be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of your relationships. If, again, as we said at the top, you're looking to change your life, you're looking to change your economic status. Number 3, people lack a financial GPS, okay? So what do I mean by this? Let's say that you are in New York City and you wanted to drive to Idaho, okay? You know, just think of a place that you've never been to, that you can actually drive to, that you don't have to take a plane or fly to, right? That you can drive to. What would you do? All right. Either A, you would ask someone who's driven there for directions, if you've never been there, or B, nowadays, we don't even ask anyone, we just put it into our GPS. But here's the thing. If you got into your car and looked out the window, looked forward, there is no way that from your starting point from New York City that you can see Idaho, okay? Or wherever it is that, that you decide to go to. You can't see it from where you are. And so think about that. Think about the fact that you get in your car, you can't see your destination, but you're like, oh, you know what? I can't see it, so I'm not even going to go. That makes no sense, right? All you would do is put the address, put the location in your GPS, and you would start driving. Now, what does that look like when you put it into your GPS? All right. You get a list of directions. Your GPS says turn here, make a right here. All right. Yield onto this road, take this highway. But again, here's the thing. You follow that GPS step by step. You don't worry about what you have to do 5 steps from now, because it's irrelevant to what you need to do right now. All right. If the GPS says turn left, you're going to make the left. You're not going to follow a different direction, because guess what? Otherwise, you're either not going to get there, you're going to reroute, or it might take you longer. And so this is what keeps a lot of people broke. They lack a financial GPS. Instead of sometimes they say, you know what? I've never had money. No one in my family has ever had money. I can't even see that. So I'm not even going to get in the car and drive. But oftentimes when they say, hey, I want to go there. I know no one in my family has been there before, but I'm going to do it. They don't have that GPS. They don't have that coach. They don't have that mentor. They don't have that direction. Okay? The fastest way to achieve anything is simply to find someone that's already done it and do exactly what they did. So if you're looking to change your finances, your health, whatever it is that you're trying to do, and in this case, obviously we're talking about financial change, but whatever it is you're trying to do, find someone who already has the result that you want. Find someone who's already been there. Find your financial GPS. And then don't worry about the fact that you can't see your destination yet. Follow the directions step by step. And just like a GPS, guess what? You're going to get there. All right. You don't have to invent the directions. You don't have to be the first one to go there. You simply have to follow a map that someone has already laid out for you. Number 4 thing that keeps people broke forever is that they lack a team. Let me tell you something, guys. Nothing great is ever accomplished without a team. Now, imagine that you're like the smartest person at I don't know, Harvard or Yale, and then you play basketball against a team of 5 guys, right? Or 5 people, whatever. I don't care how smart you are. You're not going to beat that team. All right. And this is what happens with a lot of people, right? That they're solopreneurs, but they don't develop a team. All right. If you're a realtor you know you need to develop a team, right? Otherwise, you're going to be writing up offers, dealing with all sorts of stuff. You got to do the marketing yourself. You have to do the open house and the showings yourself, right? Sure, you may have to do that in the beginning, okay? But eventually, you need to develop a team. This happens a lot for content creators, right? Now, you see, I do these videos myself right here from the comfort of my home. There's no fancy editing. There's no all of that. You know why? Because I don't like to edit. All right. It's not part of my skill set. Now, if I was to say, you know what? I need to make videos like that person or this person, and they have words coming on the screen and they have all that stuff. What I would do, I would bog myself down doing things that I don't like. I don't like doing those things. Okay. I did it before. I used to do videos and it would take me 15 minutes to record the video. And then it would take me 4 hours to edit because it wasn't something that I like to do. All right. So I don't do that anymore. Okay. A lot of people start off on a path, for example, like I'm discussing right now, being a content creator, and they measure themselves against someone else. Oh, this person has this person has end screens, all this different stuff. I don't even know what most of these things are, but that's okay. In time, I'll develop a team. Okay. And there's going to come a day that you'll see my videos and they'll be super fancy, but it's not because I spent time doing things that I don't like or that don't serve my skill set. Okay. So sometimes, hey, if your goal is to have the fanciest looking video, then guess what? You either have to pay somebody to do it or do it yourself. But that's not my goal. My goal is to get out a message that's going to impact someone and help you change your life. For that, all I need is this camera, this microphone. Let's go. Okay. Now, again, I see a lot of solopreneurs. All right. And being a solopreneur is great. It's great that you're not working for someone else. It's great that you're pursuing your dream. It's great that you're a business owner. But I'm here to tell you, if you've been in business for 3 to 5 years and you are still the only employee, good luck. All right. Good luck, because you don't understand business. All right. That is not how business works. Imagine that you walked into a McDonald's and the cashier, which now there's barely any cashiers, is a computer, but entertain me for a second. Imagine you walk into a McDonald's and the cashier rings up your order. And after he rings up your order, takes your money, then he goes to the back and cooks your burgers, makes your fries, packages your meal, brings it back to you, and then takes care of the next person. They would not be in business. Okay. So if you're going at it the solopreneur route, again, I wish you luck. Successful businesses, successful people develop teams. All right. And now the last one before we wrap it up. And this one right here is huge, huge. Okay, I know this is a list of 5, but I could have just talked about this one thing right here. All right, and things that keep people broke forever. And what is that? Mediocrity. Okay, mediocrity, guys. What's mediocrity? I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Mediocrity is not having a lack of ability. Okay, mediocrity is not to say someone lacks skills. Mediocrity is simply this. Mediocrity is when you know that you're capable of more, but you do just enough. All right? You know that you can do more, but you do just enough. We see this oftentimes in school, right? A lot of people, they're a C student, but they know that if they apply themselves, if they stop hanging out with certain people, that they can be an A student, but they don't do it. Why is that? Because that C is a passing grade. Okay. And so they do just enough. And let me tell you something, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So if you go through school being a C student, when you knew inside of you that you can be an A, what's going to happen when you enter the workforce? You're going to get a job and your employer is going to pay you just enough. Just enough for you to have fun on the weekends and be back at work on Monday morning. All right. Mediocrity comes down to effort. Okay. It comes down to effort. Now, when I used to work in the restaurant business, I'm going to give you a very stark example that jumps out at me because this was like undeniable, right? Sometimes when I would work in a restaurant I would be walking down through the dining room floor, right? And there's someone ahead of me who's walking, right? And we're both walking. That person's ahead of me. They're 5-10 feet ahead of me. Now, further down, I can see on the floor a piece of paper. All right, like, litter. Maybe someone dropped a piece of paper. Maybe it's a piece of a napkin, whatever it is. That person will walk right by, act like they don't see it, and not pick it up. Okay, I come behind them, I pick it up. Now, when you ask that person, bro, you didn't see that piece of paper, you didn't pick it up, they'll either lie to you and say, oh, I didn't see it. But usually what they say, listen, that's not my job. Woo, man, let me tell you something. When people say that to me, that's not my job, I already know you're going to be broke forever. Okay, successful and wealthy people, number one, they do the things that are right. They go above and beyond. The point is not whether it's your job or not. Okay, that's not the point. The point is that you would rather leave it on the floor and let that be a reflection of the entire establishment that you are a part of than just bend down and pick up that piece of paper. Now, you can do what you want, you can think what you want. But those same people that I'm talking about that would walk by and not pick up that piece of paper would later on look at me and say, oh, I can't believe that this person left me such a lousy tip. I can absolutely believe it, because how you do anything is how you do everything. If you don't go above and beyond for the small things, you think you're going above and beyond for those guests at your table? No. All right. You're probably the server that when they ask you what tequilas you have to go find out and ask, because you don't know, because you don't go above and beyond. You think it's the bartender's job to know what tequilas you have. All right. Where you're the guest facing person and you're there working for gratuity. So again, guys, mediocrity is one of those things that keeps people broke forever. How you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're not willing to go above and beyond, if you only do the things that you're being directly paid for, that's a formula for brokenness right there. Okay. You see this with people who are consistently late. They work a 15-minute drive away from their job, so they call their Uber 20 minutes before. Okay. Then they hop in the Uber, right? And there's traffic. And then they get to work and they say that they're late. It's not their fault, it's the Uber's fault. Oh, the Uber rerouted. He canceled my ride. They sent me another car. And so that's the reason I'm late. Nope, that's not the reason you're late. The reason you're late is because you don't go above and beyond. Because you figure, since I get paid from this time when I clock in, I'm not going to be there a minute earlier. I'm going to show up just at that time, because 5-10 minutes before me being there, it doesn't mean anything because I'm not being paid for it. That is mediocrity. All right. So with that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Okay. Share it. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on my 5 topics today. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're finding value from this. If you're not finding value from this, guys, don't subscribe. Okay. I don't need 1,000 subscribers. What I want is people who actually identify with this message, who find value in this and want to be part of my tribe. Okay. I don't want fake subscribers. I don't want fake likes and followers. Only follow, like, and subscribe and share if you found value in this. Okay. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next video. Until then, be amazing. Peace.